Hi Dan, this is Adonis McReynolds, and I just graduated your HTC program, Season 10. What an amazing experience, and I was truly blessed to be able to partake in your program, and just wanted to start off by saying that you woke me up. You enabled me to see that the life that I'm currently living, the, going to a 9-to-5 job, and working your tail off to no end until you reach a ripe old age of 60-something years old and waiting for Social Security to bail you out and help you retire. It's just not a good way to go. I want to kind of share who I was before and who I am now, now that I've graduated and have officially moved on to post-graduation HTC and looking to join the inner circle as well. Before taking this class, I was somebody with a lot of confidence, and I was working for a sales company, and I did a staffing service, and I did a business development service for a media company, as well as a recruiting company as well. So I was very busy. I made decent money, but that kind of money for the kind of work that I was putting into it, I saw pretty much right away that I needed to look and see if there are any other options out there to see, is this gonna be my life? Am I gonna spend my whole life grinding and working super, super, super hard for a payout of, 40 grand, 50 grand? So I was struggling with that. I was struggling with the idea of just working all the time and not having time to spend time with my wife, and not having the opportunity to potentially hang out with my future kids because I'm always working, and barely providing enough for us to survive. I have a lot of experience with being taught how to sell, and I must say that before taking this HTC program, I was very self-centered in my sales. I sounded like every other salesperson. In fact, that green monster that comes up when you were teaching us about how we appear and how we sound to our prospects when we just try to push and we try to sell features, it's horrible. And thinking back now to how many phone calls I made, how many cold calls I made where I pissed off my potential clients or potential prospects by just pushing features and not selling them a vision and selling them a desire and just asking questions, being a doctor rather than being a pushy, slimy, arrogant sounding salesman. I mean, it's changed everything for me. It's changed my mindset, it's changed my perspective, it changes my opinion of companies who have this old school sales approach. Rather than looking at them in a good light and saying, wow, that's a company that I would potentially want to work for, now I have better perspective on, do I want to work for a company that doesn't generate leads the right way, that doesn't have an approach of we want to help other people and figure out what their needs are, as opposed to here's my product, here's what we can do, and tell me if you're interested, hurry up and buy. So that said, that's me before HTC, and now me after the fact. I'm looking to change the way that I do things big time. Like, I just want to put myself in the best position to be able to work less, work smarter, and to be able to hone a skill rather than pursuing money and chasing money all the time. Now I have a new skill combined with some other skills that I've learned over the course of the past few years that I can really use to make my life a lot easier, to have the freedom to be able to work with whoever I want, to do what I please. I did read your book, F You Money, and man, that changed my life as well. So wow, I can't say enough about just how blessed I was to be able to go through this. And when it comes to other programs, I haven't actually had an experience other than this one multi-level marketing program that tried to entice me. And immediately I kind of saw that it was set up in a certain way where it wasn't necessarily guaranteed to bring you the kind of income in terms of the process. Like, even if I worked hard and applied everything that I could to this particular multi-level marketing approach, I would still end up working super hard without seeing a lot of return on that investment of time. So HTC was the first program that I really saw where I saw the potential for high revenue and a lot of and big business booming. Like the booms that I'm seeing on these testimonials are insane. I think those speak for itself, and I don't think I've ever seen a program that produces the kind of results that HTC has in the community. So I want to go into great detail about one of my favorite aspects of HTC, and that's the support. I don't think any other program out there provides the kind of support that HTC provides. It's so awesome being able to head into a class where there's a lot of people like you who are struggling in their work, who are just wanting to make more money, make life easier for themselves, and develop new relationships and connections along the way. I can't even tell you how many people I've met in Discord just role-playing and talking to these individuals and seeing what they did for a living, and then role-playing with them and seeing how they're growing each and every day. Like, I've had role-plays with people who were horrible at closing before we got on, and now they're better closers than, you know, like the salespeople that I used to work with. So it's crazy to see the transformation. It's crazy to see the confidence that you've given these people, Dan, and the confidence that you've given me in being able to role play and connect with these individuals. There was a question about how much I would have invested to be able to join this program. I paid $2,500 initially. I didn't really need to be closed. I saw online that that's what it was, and I told my wife I feel very strongly that we should move forward with this. And closing her on that wasn't too difficult. I encouraged her to do the research. I encouraged her to watch the testimonials. And she knows how hard I work, and that I'm willing to put in the work when it's time to really do so. So I bought it straight up, and I think if it was $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, to be able to learn a skill that really takes you to that next level, and you start seeing those results, that's really what it's all about. And for me, I definitely would have invested even more than $2,500, perhaps even $10,000 to get started, just to get started. And it's not like I'm just a millionaire by any means. Like, it would be an investment for me. And with every investment that you make, you got to be willing to see it through and be willing to understand that if you don't put in the work, it's just not going to happen for you. The final things I wanted to cover is how I would close my friends and what booms I've had since. I have closed 3 deals since HTC. Boom, boom, boom. They're smaller deals. They weren't worth a ton of money. They were like $150 to $300 per deal. And so they're good deals, and I'm looking to build upon those deals as momentum. But as of right now, I'm just in the process of applying what I've learned, practicing and honing my skills, and I know more bigger booms will come. And then finally, when it comes to my friends and closing them, I work in the staffing industry. So there are a lot of people that I come across that are in the same situation that I am. You know, they're looking for a new job, right? And they don't have any skills. And so now I have an opportunity to tell them I went through a program that gave me skills that would put me in a situation to be wealthy for the rest of my life if I apply those skills correctly. Are you interested in hearing about that? And if they so you know, tell me, like, Adonis, I'd love to learn about that. HTC is going to be the very first thing that's on my lips. And again, can't speak highly enough of just the experience that I had, the support, the teaching. Dan, you did an amazing job articulating why you do what you do and breaking down that process. And finally, I just want to close by saying thank you. You've changed my life. You've impacted me in a way, from a mindset standpoint and from a skill standpoint, that no matter what happens, whether I'm working at a job or whether I'm running my own business, which I'm doing both right now, I can make it, and I can make those booms and provide money for myself, so that way I can help my parents retire, I can help my wife's parents retire, buy a bigger home, buy a nice car. These are all things that I didn't think I could ever achieve, but you've made me believe that it's possible. And I just want to thank you again, because that's a gift that just keeps on giving, and there's no way I could really repay you for that, Dan. And I thank you so much for that. And just in closing, for anybody who's watching who doubts themselves at any point or period of time in their life, remember, you're closer than you think.